What is going on, YouTube? Tyler here with False Neutral Media. Alongside me, my co-host, my brother Trevor. And we just had an epic race at St. Louis, the East and West 250 showdown and the 450 Premier class. We're excited to get into this one. A lot happened. A lot of riders getting injured, so we're gonna break it down. But first, let's congratulate going into the 250 class, Hayden Deegan taking the championship. They said on there, it said 2 races early, but I'm pretty sure it's 3.
Technically, there's 2 more rounds to go. This was the 3rd, so he wrapped it up 3 rounds early. I can see how they're doing the math there. I don't think it really matters, right? He's wrapping it up.
It matters.
He's wrapping it up early, and he's making records, right? Which is what he's trying to set out to do. It's what we said Hayden needed to do. He needed to put a stamp on the 250 class. He has technically dog walked the entire class in each East-West showdown. The other one was robbed from him for a bullshit call. We already called that. I think we saw a lot of maturity from Cole Davies being the points leader of the East Coast class in not playing into the hand of fans and media and going to battle with Hayden. Instead, he was like, look, dude, I'm here for my championship. He's locking his in today. I don't need to be into it. He's not into my championship. I don't need to contend with that. This is his last season in the 250 class. Let him win his championship. Cole Davies is ready to be the dominant guy in the 250 class moving forward.
Yeah.
And I think we got to see a lot of that in the way that he passed Seth Hammaker. But how did you feel about the 250 showdown? Who stuck out to you, and who were you surprised by?
Yeah. So before getting into that, I wanted to also comment when it was the post race. I definitely agree. I think it was a smart call for Davies to do that, and just him commenting, I felt like there was no real reason to push it today. Hayden was already unreal in the main, so I felt like the risk versus reward was not really there for me, so I just wrote it in. It was a good ride, made championship points, so I'm happy. The dude is maturing in this sport, in this class, and I think, like you said, he's going to be the big dog going into 2027, especially in Supercross. I think Supercross is right up his alley. It is his money ticket, his golden ticket within his career. I am excited to see what he does in outdoors, but definitely the rider that honestly impressed me, I'm gonna have to say Max Volan. I thought he rode phenomenal, especially in the first heat. I think we were talking about it too. A lot of the Club MX guys, they're going to be a big factor within these next coming years. We definitely see a huge progression, so I'm excited for that. So congratulations to him. That was an awesome ride, great night. But yeah, I think the rider that just actually stood out to me was Davies. The whoops speed that he has, and we watched it play by play, fast motion, slow motion, slow motion. Like, that dude's form is insane. The track was gnarly, big rhythms, big jumps. Definitely tricky for some of these riders. A lot of them were saying that it was difficult and a pretty good challenge to them, and the dirt was a lot looser than normal. But I wanted to go in a little more in depth with Davies because we watched a lot of his riding technique and wanted to hear what your thoughts were, especially just the form he has in those whoops. And he's not just dangerous in the whoops, he's all around the track, but I think whoops, he is dangerous. So let's kind of break that down a little bit.
Yeah, I think we saw, in comparison to him and Hammaker, We also saw his comparison with Deegan. Deegan even talked about it in the post race where he was like, my whoops are what need work. And we're trying to dial all that stuff in. So when I go to the 450, this has all just been preparing me for that step. 6 championships in, and yet we see Cole Davies, perfect attack position, back perfectly angled to be able to take the brunt of the front wheel in the compression of the forks. We're seeing, even Cole Davies said, as the track broke down, the dirt was so soft it carved out a main line that was basically flat throughout the middle of the whoops.
Yeah.
And if you hit it right, you could just rip through them. But that wasn't what happened last week or the week before that or the week before that. And I think it all comes down to like his technique and fundamentals throughout the whoop compared to everybody is leagues above. He's in perfect attack position. He's got his elbows out. He's keeping that center of gravity. That back is perfectly angled to where he can immediately rest in attack position on those whoops. He's keeping that center of gravity. He's on the balls of his feet. He's making sure that he's able to correct if he needs to. But the speed he's able to keep in the way his throttle control is in the whoops, it's absolutely phenomenal. And I think that there's other things that he can work on into the track that will combine with that whoop speed and make him a real threat as we see the rest of the East Coast series develop, and also getting him ready for next year.
Yeah.
So I think looking at that, you brought up a couple of good points, right? We talked about the Club MX Yamaha guys. I think the Club MX Yamaha guys are slowly moving their way into the top 10, top 5, and really solidifying their place there, especially in the heats going into the mains. I think we're going to start to see the Rockstar Husqvarna team in the next couple of years start to be championship contenders. I think we're also going to see Club MX Yamaha in the way that they're kind of fostering their program very much like Bobby Reagan's program at Star Racing Yamaha, where it's like, no, that whole thing between Simonson and Cody Schock, all of that stuff is we want them to compete. We want them to push each other to the limit. And we heard that from the ACJB podcast where they went to dinner with the Club MX guys after that race. And the dudes from Club MX are like, no, we want them to be competitive against each other. Because if you're
Yeah.
not competitive at the practice where you're training, you're not going to be competitive when it comes to getting that championship. So I think what we're seeing is Club MX Yamaha is reaching a place and they're able to watch, right? All around him, Yamaha's getting the top box. We've got a lot of Yamahas up in the top 5.
Yeah.
So I think it's Club MX going, we've got a machine that can contend, right? Deegan's moving up to the 450s. Cole still has a lot to learn. This is where we capitalize and start training for our next year program. And I think they're doing a great job of it.
Yeah.
So
I
to
agree.
touch on multiple things you said, Davies in the whoops looks dangerous, but my God, he's got to get better at corner speed and hitting his rhythms every single lap, right?
Yeah.
He even said this track was the hardest track he's ever raced. These were big rhythm sections, dude. There were like multiple
Gnarly.
times where you had to triple back to back, and it was the hardest triple we've ever seen, right?
Yeah.
So seeing Hayden in the maturity that he brought to this round and just being like, hey, to be honest, like my whoops could use some work. Of course, he's going to say that when he's gaining all this speed on the rest of the track, gets up to Cole Davies, and he gets a bike length or two ahead of him. And he's like, what the fuck? Like you could see Hayden was just like, that's unreal. So it's like, if Cole Davies can start putting together the rest of the track the way Deegan does, and Deegan can adopt his whoop speed, we're looking at a very, very intense program for Yamaha in the 250 class moving forward, as well as the 450 class with Hayden moving up, because we got Justin Cooper, and we have Cooper Webb that are really putting in the work. So it'll be interesting to see how that all unfolds for the Yamaha guys, including the Club MX Yamaha guys, who are impressing me more every single week. and so are Daxton Bennett and Ryder DeFrancisco. They're looking
Yes.
fast,
Yeah.
right? So I'm even thinking about contenders for like next year, right? Nicholas Romano's coming to mind, right? In terms of his starts are incredible, and if he can put together the speed and conditioning, I think he can be a contender next year.
Yeah.
But congrats to Hayden for my 250. That's my whole thoughts. Cole Davies is playing the smart move. He's going after the championship. He'll probably go for that SMX championship, right? And he'll
Yeah.
have to contend with Hammaker. But I think what we're seeing is a 250 class that's now fallen into its own. There's not really a dominant guy except for Cole Davies right now, but all of them have shown that if they get good starts, they'll contend with it. I
Yeah.
also think Cole Davies is a more easy matchup for Levi Kitchen when he's getting better. So I think next year, if Joe Shimoda doesn't go up to 450s and stays in the 250 class, we've got a plethora of riders that can make a championship happen. So I think it's going to be good for the 250 class overall moving forward.
Yeah.
And I think the 450 class just gets even more stacked with who moves up for nationals.
Yeah. Absolutely. And who was the rider that stood out to you the most at St. Louis?
Stood out the most to me at St. Louis would probably be, I mean, you can't discount Seth Hammaker. He was having some rough rides. It's been a grind for him all season.
Yeah.
But I think if we're talking just about position points and, as well as like finishes, Nate Thrasher getting fourth was very surprising. So seeing Nate Thrasher moving his way back up into the top five, very excited to see what happens with him going forward, but it was good to see him back up there.
No, absolutely.
I do think Daxton Bennett surprised me going from the LCQ and then coming into the main getting sixth. I was pretty happy with those two guys.
Yeah.
And the Club MX guys always seem to surprise me with the fact that they're getting good starts. They are trying to put in a battle, but I'd like to see more from them.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we're getting.
Absolutely. I definitely agree on that. And then unfortunately with Joe Shimoda, he will be missing the remainder of Supercross season after getting checked out, and it looks like he fractured his left fibula.
Mm-hmm.
The injury will not require surgery. However, Shimoda will wear an orthopedic boot for 2 to 3 weeks. So he's looking to return for the May 30th Pro Motocross season opener, which I think obviously that's going to be plenty of time. He could start getting ready for outdoors as soon as, week 2, week 3, right when he gets cleared to get on the bike. He's just going to get back into that shape for outdoors, which is definitely a grind. So hopefully he has enough time, because the days, the months, the year, everything's going by so fast, especially with this sport. And it's just constant training and hardly any time off. So I'm hoping he is going to be ready for outdoors, and I feel like that's going to give him a good break too, just from the I wouldn't even say luck, just from how this year has started and everything with the neck and then the crash coming back at Daytona and a couple mishaps and stuff. But seeing him get smashed into, I forgot the rider's name, but getting smashed
Cloud,
into,
I believe.
yeah, getting smashed into on his left leg, that it looked pretty bad. So I'm glad, no surgery required, 2 to 3 weeks off. Not too bad, but yeah, I think he needs this. I think he needs that time off as well, just to regain, get focus, and bring back that mental state for being that mindset to go all out in outdoors, which is even more brutal with the heat, the tracks, the traveling. It's a lot. So no, I thought it was awesome racing. Like you said, Nick Romano definitely impressed me with a P5 on the night. I think the PC guys are learning a lot and definitely making huge leaps forward in the 250 class. And no, I thought it was awesome. B Ray, NorCal local ripper, did
Mhm.
awesome too. So congrats, B Ray, and he is
Getting in the main.
papa, a papa now, a dead.
A
So
papa.
he's been late nights, I bet. So it's been hard to train and all that stuff. So I'm glad to see that he did awesome and just enjoying the night on his Triumph bike. So no, I thought it was
And
really good.
a nasty whip.
He did throw a nasty whip.
Going
That
over
was
him for
good.
fourth in the LCQ. Love to see it.
Dude, he
Yeah.
throws some gnarly fat whips, dude. It's always good watching B Ray or just filming him at the track, talking to him. Such a fucking rad dude. But no, I'm stoked for him. He definitely deserves it. Um, but I mean, I don't know if I'm missing anything else. You know what? I will say it wasn't a bad night for Levi Kitchen. I will talk about Levi. It wasn't a bad night, but I mean, in the first heat, he did go down, and he managed to come all the way back up to third. I thought that was awesome. Great drive. He's definitely showing he wants it. So even going down like that and in those short amount of laps to come back and place top three, I thought was awesome. Didn't do too bad in the mains as well. But I think I'm excited mainly for just outdoors. It's going to be a whole new ball game with riders moving up. And I did want to touch a little topic. Do you think before well, not even before, do you think Hayden will go up to Cole and be like, teach me, I need to be able to do what you do in the whoops on a 450? Work with me on it.
I mean, I don't know if he'll work with him or just adapt more of his training regiment, right? But
Yeah.
I think they all benefit from each other. I think they all train together in a sense. So I think that's probably behind the scenes and something we're not going to get the answer to. But I mean, he can look with his eyes, he can study film, he can practice his body positioning. I think Deegan's trying to take inspiration not just from Cole Davies, but Roxon in the whoops and Tomac in the whoops when he's on it, right?
Yeah.
So I think Deegan's going to take a plethora of different inspiration and try and find what works for him because the way Davies hits the whoops may not be the optimal body positioning for Hayden Deegan based on body weight, based off of
And bike
everybody's going to
setup.
have to
Yeah.
approach it differently. Bike setup as well. There may be parts where Cole's bike doesn't align, and the transition to the 450 is completely different. The power band's
Definitely.
different, horsepower's different, finding your comfortability with the weight distribution's completely different. So I think it's going to be, it doesn't make sense for him to talk to Davies about it on the 250 anymore. He's got to find out a completely different way to approach it on the 450. Will he have easier time with it because he can let the bike's power kind of push him through while he lightly moves his body with the bike? We don't know. We're going to have to see, but we did see him in the whoops when he was in the 450 in the off season, and it still looked like he had some work to do. We commented
Of
on that when
course.
he
Yeah,
was racing
definitely.
overseas. So it's the same thing here is Deegan's just going to have to find what's comfortable for him, but
Yeah.
gripping the throttle and hoping you get through the whoop section is not going to work on the 450. We've
That
seen him
bike
kind of
will
muscle it through with the
tear you
250.
apart. Yeah.
That 450 will eat you alive if you try and fucking muscle it through the whoops. We've seen it happen a lot. Recently, we've seen it happen a lot.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be Deegan needs to be careful when it comes to Supercross whoops and find what's comfortable for him.
Yeah. No, I agree. And that's a perfect place to stop and move on forward to the 450, which we are excited about. I know you are
Mhm.
100%. Ken Roxon. Let's talk.
Kim Rocks.
Let's talk the German chocolate. Let's go.
I am tired of hearing people. I think Roxon's tired of it too, where people are like, yeah, question for media. you almost died. You know, your arms just fucking completely torched
Almost took you
and
out of
took you
your
out of the sport. You're
sport.
done. And
Yeah.
he's just like, and I've been winning races in a row. I'm 5 points behind two that are tied, and one of them isn't doing so hot, right? Holding a sixth overall. I'm on fire right now.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to talk about like who would have thought Roxon could do this. Dude, Roxon's been grinding his entire career for a 450 Supercross title. It's the one that's evaded him. He wants it bad. And now we're seeing the season that we've wanted all year. Tight season going into the final rounds. 5 points between the two that are tied with the red plate and third. This is our dream 450 season, right?
Yeah.
Hunter's got to grind for it. He's got to show that he wants this. Tomac has got to come back and find a renewed fifth wind that we hope he can find. And Ken Roxon just needs to go, pressure's not on me. If I don't win this championship, hey, I'm one of the fan favorites,
Yeah.
right? Because I never gave up. Right. And he says, I'm racing for my kids. He's doing bike giveaways for St. Jude's. He has fun. His trainer's being like, hey, listen to me. Don't look at the points. Just go out and race your race. I'm seeing Ken Roxon at a speed we've never seen him before. So when people are like, oh, he's a part of the old guard. He's still whooping your favorite rider's ass.
That sounds familiar.
If Chase Sexton is lining up and Ken Roxon is winning the race, your new blood prodigy riders aren't getting it done. Jet's out, but Hunter's there. He's proving he has the speed and the aggression to put Hunter up into the top.
I was not expecting that. And I loved it. I loved it.
I was, because Ken Roxon's going, this is the first time it's within my grasp. And
get out of my freaking way.
Me out.
Yeah.
I'm going for it. So I think Ken Roxon, it's not a fire under his ass. It's here. It's within reach. All I have to do is race smart and race my race. And if he keeps having the speed that he's had the last couple of rounds,
yes,
it's going to be really hard.
Yeah.
Also, you have Justin Cooper, Jorge Prado, Cooper Webb, Joey Savacci, Malcolm Stewart. All of these guys are getting in the mix. And here's the thing. If Jorge Prado's in the mix and it keeps Hunter away from getting those points away from Eli Tomac, and Tomac can just kind of stay in the race, Jorge Prado's not giving you a position. If you're Tomac, if you're Cooper Webb, if you're Justin Cooper, if you're Ken Roxon, Jorge Prado's riding defensively. He can get out front with good starts, and he can slow up the pack as much as he needs to. If he knows Ken Roxon's a couple points down from first and second, Ken Roxon makes the gap. That gives Eli Tomac time to get up on Hunter Lawrence and try and make that pass.
Yeah.
So all of it is a chess match, whether they are actively participating in it or not. And I need the moto community to understand this. Whether Jorge Prado is actively trying to help Eli Tomac does not matter.
No.
It really doesn't. Because at the end of the day, Jorge Prado's trying to race his own series, improve. Hey, I can be a championship contender.
Yeah.
Is he in this one? No. But his starts are better, and you're not going to throw away a start because you go, hey, championship guys are coming through. There's money on the line. You're not giving that up.
And he has a lot to prove, especially after last year with the Cowie. So, I mean, it is good to see him up there. It gives us like a new face. It's like, the season has just been fresh and just edge of your seat, action packed, bar to bar racing. And I've just been here for it. And I know you have too. So it was honestly awesome. We don't know I don't think anything's really going on with Eli. I know that there's a lot of speculation or stuff and talk going around like, what's wrong? Is he injured? Is he this? Is he that? Is he giving up? Is he tired? Honestly, I think you even said when we were rewatching the highlights that he had some flu bug symptoms,
He's
and
feeling a little under the weather, I think was the report.
yeah, for and that was not St. Louis, but I believe in Birmingham. So maybe he's getting out of that. He probably still has a little side effects from it and just feeling kind of blah until he's like 100%. Maybe he wasn't just feeling the track. He has the red plate, as you said too. He's also being smart. He knows that he could finish at a certain in a certain place at the end of the night as long as he's being consistent, which I thought was perfect.
And that ends in St. Louis.
Yeah.
He cannot afford to do that for the rest of these rounds.
Yes.
So no matter what it is, whether Eli Tomac's losing steam, I don't know. We're either going to see beast mode return for these final rounds to try and make a championship fight, or we're going to see Roxon and Hunter Lawrence become the main contenders.
I don't even think. I think it'll be Kenny far out.
It's one of those things, but you have to remember, Hunter is now going, I cannot afford to be behind Prado. And I do want to say this because I think a lot of people forget this. And this may be a hot take, and I'm ready to take the heat for it. You cannot be mad at the way Jorge Prado is riding defensively if you are a Cooper Webb fan. Cooper Webb is known as one of the greatest race IQ battlers in terms of, I know you're faster than me, but you will not pick the lines that I do, and you will not shut the other person out like I will.
Yeah.
Jorge Prado has shown, yeah, you might be faster than me. Getting around me is a whole different story. If Hunter will not be as aggressive as Roxon, that will get harder and harder as the series progresses.
Yes.
But I'm not going to sit there and go, Prado, you need to get the fuck out of the way. If Prado's doing the Cooper Webb method of, I'm racing defensively, and if you can get a better start than me, hey, great.
Yeah.
If you can't, I become another threat. So they have to race smart, right? You can't just go in to take Prado out, because what happens? He's a really good defensive rider. If you go to do that, the chances of you going down, as Cooper Webb found out, are pretty high.
Yes.
Because he's not going to give you that inch. So if you go to take him out, he's going to run it aggressive. He's not afraid to do it. We've seen his line choice. We see how he can block pass. Even in rhythm sections, he'll do it. So it's one of those, like, if Cooper Webb races defensively and we go, oh, Cooper Webb, come on, man. I'm giving it to Prado too, where it's like, he's making good calls and blocking off lines. Is it pissing off the other riders? Yeah, probably. Cooper Webb didn't make any friends racing that way either, but he's won championships doing it. Jorge Prado's probably doing much of the same, where he's going, I can't let them gain a position on me. I need to prove that I can be here and that I'm worth holding on to.
Yeah.
If he can do that,
I respect it.
Eli Tomac any sort of chance at the championship, KTM's going, keep riding that way, Jorge. Keep riding that way.
We want you guys both in the top 3, top 5 championship. It brings up the bike sales. It brings up, a lot of good stuff for the team and for you guys, put food on the table for, families or whatever. But no, I thought it was absolutely a great battle between, especially in the beginning, dude, Prado, Prado, Hunter, and Roxon. I was sick to see. I think Cooper Webb, or no, Justin Cooper was in the mix for a little bit. And then he kind of got past, faded back, and then he made his way back up. I think, if he just keeps that speed and momentum, and the camera wasn't on him the whole time, so we don't know if he bobbled a little bit or, messed up and had to come back. But it would be cool to see him, keep that speed, momentum, and stay up there and battle with those guys definitely, instead of having to constantly work. And I feel like he's constantly having to work 10 times as harder just to get up there. And by that time, it's like race is over, 2 laps to go, beat, tired, let's just finish the race. But no, I thought it was great racing. I'm excited to go on to gosh, what is it? Round 13 in Tennessee. Oh yeah, are you tired?
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
Nashville,
but
baby.
Nashville round 13. The season is getting there, dude, and I'm ready for outdoors, but dude, this season for Supercross has just been exciting to see, from East and West Coast 250 and the Premier class with the 450. Gosh, like, it's a bummer that AP is, out. I don't know if we've really missed anyone. Malcolm Stewart rode phenomenal. I thought he did awesome. Dude, I totally forgot our picks. I know one of us said Roxon for the win.
Mm-hmm.
We forget to rewatch our picks.
I want to say it was you that said Roxon. I said Hunter.
I think so, because I felt
or
like
vice versa.
Yeah, it was one of us who called out. I think it was me, because you were on Hunter and I wanted to be different, because I saw the fire that Kenny had. I don't know, but you could have said doesn't matter. But we need to start watching.
I would agree with that assessment. I probably picked Hunter because I was like, after the shit he's gotten, he's gonna come out swinging.
Yeah. No, yeah. We need to start watching our picks before obviously recording.
Yeah.
But no, it's been sick this season. I think we've been on it with our picks too, especially like that one race where you called the top 4 literally in order.
Yeah.
You guys, if you're not subscribed and paying attention, what are you doing? What are you doing? What is my camera doing? It keeps going out of focus. But no, yeah, I think we're in it for the edge of our seats towards all the way to the end with Tomac, Roxon, and Hunter. So, but I am excited to see again, like, the 450 class coming up into outdoors with Hayden Deegan, possibly some other riders. We don't know if Kitchen's moving up or anything like that, but I'm excited to see Jet come back and see if he's going to be able to be right back where he was, especially last year. Came back and was absolutely dominant all last year in outdoors. So I hope he brings that fire, and we see him at round 1 at Paula just dominating. So don't want to get too ahead of myself, but I think it'll be awesome, and we get to finally see the little rivalry and banterism that has been brewing between Hayden Deegan and Jet Lawrence. So I'm excited.
Yeah. So who are your picks for 250 and 450 next round in Nashville, Tennessee?
Is it East Coast still?
Yes.
God dang, I'm going Davies. 100%. Davies, Seth, and I'm gonna go Max Volan and my wild card Yoder, to be honest.
I want to say Nashville's considered East Coast, yes?
I don't know. You said the East Coast.
Tennessee.
So I think those are my picks. Davies, Seth, and Volan, and wild card Yoder. I wouldn't be surprised. Like, I feel like I shouldn't leave
Nashville,
Bennett,
Cleveland, Philadelphia, and then we go back to West Coast with Denver and Salt Lake City. The last two.
Yes. I feel like I should add Bennett in there, but I'm feeling pretty confident on those 4, the top 3 and the wild card.
Absolutely. So you're saying, okay, then mine will have to be for East. I'm going to say Cole Davies, dude. I'm gonna go Cole Davies, Seth Hamaker, and I'm gonna say Cody Schock in third. Wild card Daxton Bennick.
Honestly, those are good picks.
Mm.
I think those are good picks. And then with Romano doing good, especially at that last round, P5 on the night, he's gonna be a factor too. I think if he gets a great start and
Mm-hmm.
stays consistent, and it just depends on the track. I haven't seen the layout yet, but I think it'll be those riders that we selected right there. And 450,
Yeah.
dude, with Roxon's mentality and focus right now, and still being like, you know, a little laid back, calm, and just having fun, trying not to look at the points and just riding, uh for him and his family and his kid, like his kids especially, like he says, like I think that's the ultimate motivation and superpower that you could like possess, like family. So
Mm-hmm.
I think um I think it's gonna be Kenny, Hunter, hopefully Tomac. It's got to be those three up there. 100%. Eli can't afford any um any miss of any chances of being on the box. So he's got to step it up. Definitely these last rounds. And then my wild card, man, wild card. I'll probably have to go with Justin Cooper for my wild card.
Mm-hmm. So I'm predicting Hunter Lawrence victory, Ken Roxon in second. I'm gonna say Cooper Webb in third. Wild card of Justin Cooper.
No Tomac.
Mm-mm. And I'm happy to be wrong. But I'm just looking at the way he's riding, the risks versus reward that he's kind of choosing in his riding. I don't know what's going on. I'm not going to speculate, but it's like when you look at his entire career so far in this season,
Yeah.
first, third, fourth, 12th, first, second, third, fifth, sixth. We're starting to go down in positions, right? Every week.
Yeah.
First it was third, then it was fifth, now it's sixth. That's not how you win a championship. And at this junction, with it coming down to the wire, you can't afford to give any points. We can't afford to be slow anymore, which means if Eli tries to overcompensate, I'm worried about what will happen then. But I'm happy to be proven wrong with an Eli Tomac victory and Roxon and Hunter battling for second. And Cooper or Justin Cooper being the wild card in there. I could see that happening. But right now, I'm like, if we look at the way Justin Cooper's riding, right? Fourth, and second, and he's really putting that speed together. If he doesn't have to contend with Eli because whatever's going on, Eli's not getting very good starts and he's not being as aggressive, I think it opens a path for him. We've
Yeah.
seen that he can get around and be aggressive, which is why he's my wild card. I think that he will absolutely make a move on Prado if he has to, and that could be beneficial to him in the beginning of the race.
And let me ask you this before we end too.
Yeah.
We know that Eli is kind of, you know, going down the line, but do you think also, I'm not even going to say because of his age or anything. I'm saying this, they don't have AP. I don't know when AP will be back. We haven't seen what Prado could bring outdoors on the KTM, but we know exactly what Eli can bring, and that beast mode, especially against Jet. Now factoring in Hayden Deegan and Hunter. And do you think he's staying consistent with the points and saving a lot of his energy on these last few rounds going into outdoors to be able to bring a lot of that fire against Jet this season?
No, I don't think that's what's going on here.
Well, I tried fucking everything.
The reason I say that is there's no way you have the fucking red plate and you're going better conserve energy for super or for motocross, right? There's no way a championship's within your grasp and $1 to $2 million is sitting right in front of you and you're just going to let that pass this late in your career. I just don't think that that's true. If that were the case, then I don't think Eli Tomac would be putting the charge that he has this year.
Yeah, because I just know, like, it's what 30
Hunter
30
Lawrence can't
something
do
rounds. That. Yeah, no, yeah,
Ken
exactly.
Roxon can't do that. So what makes anybody think that Eli Tomac is in the position to be like, all right, guys, time to conserve and wait for the young dogs? You're fighting the young dogs right now.
Yeah,
right now, right? And his thing is, if Eli Tomac can clinch this championship, right, and steal it away from the prospect of Hunter and Ken Roxon, he's gonna do that. He's gonna do everything he can. But like I said, the time where he could play the points game is over. You need to win.
yeah.
You have to win these remaining
Top
rounds
two.
to clinch it.
Top two.
At
First or
least top
second.
two, and you gotta hope that Hunter and Ken Roxon are in that first spot.
Yeah.
Because if they are, they're going to start bridging that gap.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely agree. And on the amateur side, we got Cal Classic out at Fox Raceway in Paula. So good luck to all the amateurs that are going to be there. It looks like it's going to be rainy. Unfortunately, I'm not going. I'm filming a wedding on Saturday. So, I mean, I'll be filming a wedding in the rain instead of in the rain at the track. So, to all the homies that are in media and all the riders and amateurs chasing after those tickets for, or actually, no, it's Cal Classic. So, it's not a qualifier. So, chasing after those, those points and titles, those plates. Good luck. And if you guys don't know too, I do want to say, if you guys don't have the Verb Prospect, the Verb Moto Prospect app, get that, especially for the amateur live timing and so much more. Wes Williams has put together an amazing app to just keep everything right there. It tracks everything from your lap times to your past races, the points that you're gaining, all the races on each rider's profile. Right now, if you don't have it, especially in the amateur scene, you're missing out. Download that app. Wes did not tell me to promote or anything. I use it even as a filmer to look at the lap time, see how much left I have in the race, and what races are next. It's definitely very helpful, and I've heard, I got nothing myself but positive reviews on that. So if you are a moto dad, moto parent in the amateur, definitely download that app. It'll save you a lot of time and energy stressing around what race is coming up and the lap times that you want, instead of walking around trying to find it on a piece of paper at the sign up booth. So again, this is False Neutral Media. Thank you for tuning in. Hit that subscribe button, notifications, leave a comment on what you guys thought of the showdown with East West, and what you guys think going into Tennessee. And we will see you after Tennessee. You all right? You okay?
Got a fart, might be a shit.
Jesus Christ. Later, guys.
We'll see you in Tennessee.